Let's talk about student loan. Are student loans worth it? Actually, student loans are not always bad. For many people, it's the only reason that they can afford higher education. And if managed well, by the grace of God, they can land a career job that pays enough to comfortably repay those loans. However, student loans can become a serious problem when the students take on more debt than they can realistically repay. Mostly the younger students. Yes, like there's no doubt that students ages 17 to 22 are the highest populated in tertiary institution, because most of them just graduated high school and they don't even know how the outside world really works. And for most students, they don't even know what a loan is, and they end up taking as many loans as possible because they can. And when they finally graduate and they see how the outside world really works, they tend to regret why they made the decision of taking a loan back in their school days, because right now is pay back time. But let's be fair, older students have more responsibilities than the younger ones. That's facts. There's no debate about that. So it's fair when they take on the student loans. Most of these older students, they are probably people who just decided to go back to school later on in life. They took the school route to see if it's probably gonna work out well for them. They should also have it at the back of their mind that school loans are meant for school needs like tuition fees, books, handouts, and so on, and not for their daily upkeep. But on the younger ones, for example, an 18-year-old going to take a loan, like what does an 18-year-old want to use a loan for? I know many people are going to say 18 years is already an adult, but to me, that's bullshit. Yeah. Adulthood is supposed to start at 20 years old, preferably. Back to what I was talking about. Most times, it's the parents' fault for sending their children to very expensive schools that they know on the long run they can't cope with the funding. And sometimes it's because of how popular the school is, or someone suggested to them, like a friend or a relative, or probably show of hands. They are trying to tell someone or impress someone that they can afford it, they can afford that type of school. They are not poor or they are not losers. But what about the kids? Yeah, the children. 80% of the time is the children's fault, like due to peer pressure, social media influence, trying to be the cool kid, fit in, celebrity lifestyles, and so on. These children end up taking like even a loan that an adult won't dream of taking, and this is leading to a serious problem, and is creating a generation of debtors. But let's be real, going to the best college in the world doesn't mean you're going to get the best job in the world. That's true. That's fact, undeniable. And if you look at it again, over the years, many companies still request for work experience rather than school certificate. And that's the reason many institutions, or should I say all institutions, let their students for an IT before they graduate, so they will know how they feel they are going to walk into is. A student has an average of about $33,000 to their name, and many students take more than that with an interest rate added to it, making their money compound over time. Now, there are two types of student loan. There's the private student loan and the public student loan. I won't give much detail about it, but let me just briefly explain some things there. Most private loans, their interest rates are not fixed, which means you might start with a very super low 3.04% interest rate, only to find yourself paying a double digit 13 or 14% interest rate, or even more after a few years. Private student loans are taken out with a set repayment term in mind, anywhere from 5 to 20 years, and are technically not eligible for student loan forgiveness program, and are also not eligible for government back payment programs, which are designed to lower your monthly cost. And on the other hand, we have the public or federal loans, which are given out by the federal government. And there are three types of public or federal student loan. One is the direct subsidized loan, where the government pays the interest. Two is the direct unsubsidized loan, where you eventually pay the interest. And three is the direct plus loan for your parents, which would be repaid by your parents and are taken out by your parents, even if it's meant for you. And you can do further more research on that if you want to. Now, we all know the people benefiting from this, like them, right? The elite. Should I say this is a way of enslaving more younger kids as workers to farm the money for them while they are being paid pennies, which they will still use to pay off their debts? Come to think about it, it will be definitely very difficult to start your own private business or as an entrepreneur when you have a student loan to your name, because the financial risks associated with entrepreneurship, coupled with the need to make regular loan payments, can discourage anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur from pursuing their dreams. And taking another loan from the bank is like a death sentence. How are you gonna do with two loans, the student loan and the back loan? Damn, my loan interest just grew to 117%. Like, I need about $2.5 million just to be broke. Come on. Yeah. That's me right here. I'm just kidding. Now, you'll be left with no option than to be an employee or a worker. Even if the pay is shit, you have no option, because look, there's a loan here, and this loan takes about 5 to 20 years to pay off. Like, even if you don't have a job for a year or two, the interest still compounds. So now you know what you're actually signing up for in life. Proverbs 22 verse 7, it says, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. Proverbs 22 verse 7, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. The good part about this loan is it helps those who are interested in going to higher institution, but they can't afford the cost to achieve it. My advice to anybody who wants to partake in the loan is to take as little as possible and live your life. Don't imitate others. Don't try to fit in a circle you can't afford, or live lavishly by taking student loan, or else you'll regret in the future. Like, you can't escape it. You are the one who took it. Yeah, even if someone advises you, the person probably won't pay it for you. You are the one that's going to pay for yourself. In conclusion, I personally will say student loan is bad. Yeah, student loan is totally bad. I do not support it. Also, I'm not a fan of borrowing. What I don't have, like, I don't borrow to have it. I probably save little by little. Yeah, but if you want to borrow, you can borrow little. Yeah. After all, it's not guaranteed that education is the key to success. It only plays a crucial role in making that possible. The key to success is in the way you live your life. The way you live your life, that's the key to success. I think I'll call it a day or a night. Ooh. So this video took me about 1 hour 30 minutes to record. Wow, damn. Peace.